Good morning, children. Welcome back. We are continuing the sample paper fourth that is designed for the class 10 science. Okay, I have already sent the detailed video of these chapters, all the chapters early in advance. You are supposed to view the videos and get more information. And many of the students are not viewing the videos. It is a very very discouraging tendency from the children, and you have to get inspired, motivated by yourself. Since you are away from the teachers and the school, you have to be motivated. Think about your future and work on that way. Okay, right. Fifth question for the second video: state the changes that takes place in uterus. Okay, first one, implantation of embryo has occurred. Okay, after fertilization in the fallopian tube or oviduct. Fallopian tube or oviduct is the point where the fertilization, that is fusion of male and female gamete, takes place and zygote is formed. Such a fertilized egg will move along the uterus and finally come to the uterine wall. In the endometrium of the uterine wall, there develops a thickening. And by using the umbilical cord, uterine tissue and umbilical cord, or we can say the fimbriae or villi or chorionic villi, we can say. That the correct name is chorionic villi. That is the part of the the fetal tissue. Chorionic villi is the part of the fetal tissue. Chorionic villi and the uterine tissue, they together form a special tissue that is called placenta. So after implantation, what is formed? Placenta is formed. How is placenta formed? Placenta is formed by the union, by linking of the chorionic villi of fetus from the fetal side and the uterine tissue of the uterus. All this together form a special tissue. This special tissue is called the placenta. Before that, this placenta formation takes place. And from the placenta there develops an umbilical cord. UMBILICAL, umbilical cord that connects the placenta with the fetus. Placenta is the functional tissue. You know that. Because through this placenta, the oxygen and nutrients from the mother's side enter the fetus, and from the fetal side waste materials like carbon dioxide and nitrogenous waste are removed or taken into the mother's blood. So it is a functional junction. Not only that, the placenta secretes a lot of hormones during the pregnancy time. You may study about it in higher classes. That helps in the really helps in the development of the fetus and also helps in parturition. You got that idea? It's very clear. Okay, I explained all this in the previous videos. Okay. Now sixth question. The fifth question. B only. Female gamete or egg is not fertilized. What happens after fertilization? Placenta development start. Okay, but if fertilization has not taken place, the unfertilized egg, along with the thickened wall of the uterus, already the wall of the uterus might be thickened, expecting that the fertilized egg will come and implant on this. But in case the fertilization has not taken place, along with the unfertilized egg, the thickened wall of the uterus will be peeled off. And along with some amount of blood, some tinge of blood, it will be passed through the vagina. This is called menstruation. Usually menstruation takes place every 28 to 30 days. Once in every 28 to 30 days. It will last for at least 5 to 6 or 7 days. Okay? Right. So we have to understand that ovulation takes place in the mid of the menstrual cycle. Out of these 28 days, 14th or 15th day, the ovulation takes place. And within 1 week time, again this menstruation begin. That will continue for another 1 more week. So the 28 days will be finished. This reproductive cycle or menstrual cycle is very, very important cleaning process in the body of females. So it is a natural process. There is no stigma or myth related to this. Those who believe in the stigma and myth are unscientific and really ridiculous to maintain a family life. Okay, this is a common process and the females are not to be segregated from any of the activities during this period. It is a quite natural process. It is just like salivation. It is just like sweating. Okay, right. Now, sixth question. Describe the reproduction by spores in rhizopus. In rhizopus is called bread mold. You know that rhizopus develop when the wet bread, slice of bread is kept in the open. Okay, the spores of the rhizopus land on this, bread, and they they germinate and form what we call the hyphae. HYPHE. Hyphae are filamentous form of the fungus. Not only this rhizopus, all fungi, the plant body is called hyphae. Hyphae together form mycelium, and this hyphae form the vertical hyphae that is called a sporangiophore. At the tip of the sporangiophore, blob-like structure develop. Bulbon blob or blob-like structure called sporangia. Inside the sporangia, meiosis takes place and the spores are formed. The spores are thick-walled resistant structures which will overcome the unfavorable conditions, so that the spores of this rhizopus can remain in the air in extreme climatic conditions, and when the favorable conditions comes, like slice of bread, wetness somewhere, they land and germinate and become hyphae. Hyphae together form, filamentous hyphae together form mycelium. Got it? Very clear. Okay, now seventh question. What is sexually transmitted disease, and give two examples. Sexually transmitted disease are diseases that is spread when a healthy person is in sexual contact with the deceased individual. So that diseases that spread through the sexual contact is called a sexually transmitted disease or STDs. Sexually transmitted disease or STDs. Okay, there are many types of STDs. Mainly, we can say viral STDs. Viral STDs, we can say AIDS. AIDS are very good example for viral STDs. AIDS. What is the full form of AIDS? Acute immunodeficiency syndrome. Then hepatitis B, warts. All these are viral STDs. Whereas bacterial STDs, syphilis, gonorrhea, GONORRHEA, gonorrhea. Syphilis and gonorrhea are bacterial diseases. Bacterial STDs. That's all in this module. Thank you.